First of all, Yusuf, thank you very much for inviting me to join you. And I applaud all of you for the incredible commitment that you show to strengthening civil society. And when I reflect upon the history of Lebanon, I know and I've learned that civil society here goes obviously very long ways back in your history. And the civil society linkages between America and Lebanon also go back a very long time. If you just think about the educators and the missionaries who came to Lebanon in the early 19th century, the institutions like AUB and LAU, American boys' schools throughout Nabatea or Tripoli, wherever you may find American linkages like that, we're very proud of those relationships. But we, I think, discovered, and I was there at the birth at the State Department in 2002 when MEPI was launched, that as a government, the United States probably was not doing enough to be connected with and supportive of civil society activities such as what all of you represent. We had great government-to-government relations, we had great security relationships, we had all kinds of programs to help with U.S. assistance dollars, but those rich civil society linkages that we've been developing over the last 10 to 15 years were not as much of a priority as perhaps they should have been. And our Secretary of State at the time, Secretary Rice, I think, said something that's been very memorable for me when she said that the United States, for the longest time, seemed to think that there was a choice between stability and a choice between democracy. And she said, for the first time, that choice actually proved to be a false choice, that you couldn't have one without the other. You couldn't have stability without a rich democracy. And of course, civil society is one of those universal building blocks, a fundamental for any society to develop into a democracy. So we're very proud of the relationship. We're obviously, I think, focused on what you want to do, what your ongoing efforts are, where you identify the needs, what can you contribute to your society, what can you do together to cooperate as individual elements of civil society to promote democracy and other goals that you have here in Lebanon, and how can the United States then bring resources and ideas to support those homegrown efforts. That's the concept behind MEPI. I think it's working very well here, and I'm glad to see in this open forum concept that you're taking it to a new level to try to see what can be done cooperatively. I think back of just one example, and there's so many, of a year ago about domestic violence not even being illegal in Lebanon. And I think most people were in despair that that probably would never change. And yet a tragedy occurred. 5,000 people protested in the streets, and leaders of civil society and activists from all walks of life, not just those organizations that were committed to ending domestic violence, but from the whole spectrum of civil society came together and formed an interest group, put demands upon your leadership, and the result was a law that was passed. Now, we all know that's not the end of the story. The law has to be implemented. There are all kinds of things that have to follow up on that. But it was a powerful moment, and I think it showed just what a difference all of you can make. And we were, again, very proud to be supportive partners in that effort. We opened up, of course, in January, the next round of grants for MEPI Lebanon, and we were very excited to see the different proposals that have come to us. I think we're sorting through those now. But one of the most heartening parts of it was that many of the proposals were collaborative. They were different NGOs coming together with a collaborative idea on how to cooperate to promote civil society. So this is a great moment for us. We're committed to this in the long term. We're really thrilled to have MEPI Alumni Association as a partner here. And I look forward to learning now from all of you how this day's gone and what you plan to do with the rest of the session. So thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.